Hey everyone, welcome to Property Kit. Today I'm going to discuss about how to build the custom home. I have a lot of customers coming here and I'm selling the plots to them. So they are trying to build it. I could see the lot of mistakes they make it, during the construction planning time. So I thought of, informing them by putting a video of my experiences. So I built a 8 flat apartment and I have a lot of experience on construction side. So I would like to share my experiences to my customers and those who are planning to build a new home. So that is the idea of the presentation. So I am going to share that presentation. And so what are the top 10 mistakes, owners making during their construction? So I sold the plots and, customers are trying to build the home for their own use. And there are some customers building a rental units. I could say there are some basics mistakes they are trying to do during the construction time. So I like to share my experiences of building that 8 flat apartment. So I learned a lot of things from that. So hope this presentation is going to help. And the target audience of this particular presentation is for a middle class or upper middle class. Though those people have purchased the flat and planning to build their own house. So for them, this presentation is targeted. It is not for a bungalow type or a apartment, villa. Those customers may not help this video. So I am going to the presentation. So what are all the 10 mistakes owners make, during their construction? So the first one is, major mistake I see the first day itself, they don't have sufficient drawings, construction plan. So I recommend the first and foremost thing, any buyer, any owner who wants to build the individual home, independent home with one floor or duplex or with a rental unit, first and foremost thing is they have to go and meet an architect who is ready to prepare the end-to-end plan for that house. So the architect you just need to give your land dimension. Like for example, if you have 40-60 is the ideal size for the home construction. If it is 30-50 is okay, 30-40 also okay. So just mention your dimension, like east, what is the size, west, what is the size, north, south. So if we give a draw in a paper and give to the architect, and architect should propose the plan. So by looking at that plan, we should start build it. It is not that somebody, I'm seeing the people, bring some local engineers. So they maybe built 4-5 houses. We are trying to use his skill and trying to build. This is the major mistakes, owners making it. So ideally, we should sit with the architect and give our plot size. They will come with the design. So this is the structural drawing. And we should share all our requirements. For example, if you want 3-bedroom, 4-bedroom, or if you want rental units. So you would be very specific on your requirement and share the requirement with the architect. So if you want a duplex house, you tell that I need a 4 BHK duplex for this plot. So he will come back with the plan. It's possible, not possible, and this is the way you should do it. So get the draft from them. From there, you start correcting, putting your thoughts and what is the requirement you wanted it. Is that meeting the requirement? Input you give to the architect. You don't get into any specific designs perspective. See the requirement, you can say, I need a duplex. I need a 4 BHK. I need a provision for this water purifier on the kitchen. See, something like that, you should start give the requirement. So the architect will come with the design. The first design, you should get it for the given requirement, structural drawings, where you will see how many columns coming, where the beams coming, what is the size of the rod they are going to put it. That level, if you may not be able to understand, no problem. That execution guys, There are another team who can execute the work at the site. So these people will understand. So the idea you should see is that how many columns are coming. Is that possible? Or anything can be fine-tuned. For example, if instead of putting a lot of columns, we can reinforcement, it is called. We can increase the rod size, thickness of the rod, and extend the columns in gaps between the columns. So that your vehicle can go up and coming, car parking, can minimize the column by increasing your steel rod capacity. So these things, architect will help and try to avoid too many columns. I've seen in smaller sites, so many columns are coming. So that will disturb your vehicle movements, and architecturally, look perspective, it will affect. So that is why. So we recommend that you get the minimum number of columns with the reinforcement, the rod capacity, a strength can be increased. So that way you can get a minimum number of columns. That strength will remain as it is. It's not that it will go down. So we should think in that perspective and request him, and he will give a structural drawing. So one is first a structural drawing, and the second one is the floor plan. So where is the bedroom coming? Where is the staircase coming? Where is the puja room coming? Kitchen coming? What is the size? It should be exact size. With the size, we should get it. Some people are doing it with just simple white paper without the size. No, this is not the way we should build the home. Get from the architect. It is an exact floor plan with the sizes. So that one. And the next one is joinery. This will give the idea about what is your window size, what is your door size. Is this sufficient ventilation will give? Which size fitting into which place of your home? For example, kitchen may not fit the living room window size. So it may be smaller size. So he will mention that this is the size going to fit in the window, and this is the size going to fit in the bathroom. So that sizes architects will suggest, and that is the size we're supposed to put on that particular place. It may be in a living room, or it may be in a bedroom. It may be in puja room. It may be in bathroom. So the joineries will help to understand what sizes we have to put at a different place of home. Main door, what is the size? You need something additional with respect to the main door, joint one with the mirror, so that you can, when you open the door, you can see who is knocking the bell. So that those things can be seen by adding an additional panel or a shutter with attaching to the main door. So these things architect will suggest we should go and get the joinery plan. Then plumbing, where and all coming the plumbing lines, and electrical lines. So where and all electrical lines, fan is coming. Where is the AC sockets coming? So the provision for electrical, where and all lines coming. Where is your panel board coming? How does that upper floor getting your electrical lines? Similarly, bathroom, where is the shower coming? Where is the closet coming? What is the size of the bathroom? And plumbing lines, other than that, from overhead tank, how it is reaching to your house? How is reaching to the tenant? So from sump, how it is getting pumped to the terrace? So this is plumbing, electrical. So these the drawings, we should get it. So once these drawings are ready, you should be starting this exercise at least 6 months before construction. It is not that next week we are starting and you have to talk to the person, a local engineer who will be helping. No, this is not the way. 6 months before, I started discussing with an architect 6 months before actual construction starts. So I sat with her, and she did my entire planning. Of course, she charged just for drawing some 2.5 lakhs for an 8 flat apartment type construction. Just a paper drawing she gave, and she charged me 2.5 lakhs in 2006. So we have to pay. See, no other option, because we are not supposed to do that activity. See, they are expert and we should leverage their expertise and try to build. With that drawings, I did execution, and last 15 years, I don't have any regret on my home. So everything, whatever I expected, I got it. So absolutely no problem. So that's how you should also be able to build your home. So don't think that you need to pay extra money to architect, that I will save it. It is not like that. So the day you start the construction till the end, they are available. So wherever you get stuck, you can go and talk to them. They correct the drawing. They help you to get that fix done in your home. For that, of course, they will charge. So it is ranging from 10 to 20% on turnkey project perspective. There are some architects, they give only drawings. So they don't come and execute it. Maybe we can have some local guy can execute that also. If you want cost savings, yes, we can do that. Get the drawing and you can locally execute from your local person. Suppose if you get a, full-time, not a full-time, so what drawing and end-to-end execution. So they call it as a turnkey projects. So they put material, they visit every, twice a week. They see the construction and any issues, they'll help 10 to 20% of the total project cost they'll charge. So it depends on your fund budgeting, we should start use it. And next one is the stilt parking. So many people, I see the parking area, they miss it. So they build the ground also for one unit so that rental income will come. No. So this building is for 30 to 35, 40 years plan. So they never think that. See, nowadays, even small one-bedroom people, I get a customer with a car parking. They want car parking. They may be paying 8 to 10,000 a small independent unit house, but they have a car. So this kind of requirement is there. So generally, we recommend you should give a provision. If you build a G+2 floors, so 3 units, so 3 car parking has to be provisioned. So generally, in this stilt parking, don't build any ground floor home. Just raise the column, give a ground provision for car parking. So this is the one value. Building value will be very good when you sell it. People think that, why I need to leave this space, build a home there also. So the property value will go down, and the problem for tenants, not only 1 day, 2 days, till the lifespan of the building. For example, 30 years, 35 years, 40 years, this struggle, we have to live with this struggle. So that's why we should provision with a stilt parking. Then setback area. Setback area is something like a building behind what is the empty space we should give. In front, we should give the space, empty space. And side. So generally smaller sites, we tend to build a 30, 40 full all the wall, all the corners without giving any additional space. So this is not actually recommended. See, if next guy also, 30, 40 guy, he also builds the close to the our wall. Next guy also building. Then you can see their window and our window, people moving, all those things we can see. So we should give at least 2 feet from compound wall and your wall, and our home wall and the compound wall. The gap should be at least minimum 2 feet. I have a 4,800 square feet plot. I gave backside 5 feet, which is a west and south 5 feet, and north and east I gave 12 feet. See, this is the Vastu. So I gave more size on the Vastu perspective, and the east side and north side is the more auspicious. So that 12 feet each side I given it. So that we can put landscaping, gardening, I put it. So that look good. So living will be very happy, comfortable life. So that we should plan such things. It's not that all 4 sides we put the wall. So if adjacent guy also building, backside guy also building, side, all 3 sides, you will have very close walls. Then air, ventilation, we miss it. That's why we should have at least 2 feet minimum. If it is 30, 40, at least try to give 2 feet so that Even when you want to paint, where will you paint? You have to go to the next person house and try to paint your wall. Yeah, that is not the correct way to do it. And landscaping should have proper, where is the garden coming, what type of marking for that. Architect will help on that. Then get a proper elevation. So how your entire building will get a look. So that beginning only we should ask architect. He will give a outlook. So this is the how your house will look like after building. So that level he will give it. And we tend to miss that staircase. I've seen many houses, staircase is too small, like 2 feet, 2.5 feet. You want to take some, shifting things, for example, steel almirah. You can't take that staircase to upper floor. So at least 3 feet, 3.5 feet minimum has to be there, and good landing space so that they can turn it. So these things, architect will help. We should have a proper planning and get constructed. So the next one is that bylaw, non-compliance. As per the bylaw in Bangalore, ground plus 3 floors allowed. So we tend to build ground plus 4 floors. So those deviations are not recommended. So they'll come and put the penalty, and so and if it is budget also, we have to take care. If it is adding a G plus 3 floors, sufficient budget is there. So, and moreover, the deviation we should not be, at least 10-20% maximum is okay. Because sometimes too much deviations, fire engines cannot come there. Any fire comes, so that those roads will be blocked, so that they can't enter on the back side. So that's why these things are very important. We should be giving as per the law. Whatever the law says, at least we should consider to some extent. Next, high bank loan amount. So we generally get trapped by giving taking the loan from banks. So we take, majority of people I've seen, they take the maximum capacity. So generally, I suggest you take at least 50% of your maximum capacity. Don't take everything from the bank. You try do savings or some other passive income. Maybe you will have in other cities some home where you get some additional income, rental income, or any other passive income like 50 FD or any other income you should generate. And with that, we should have some savings, and with the 50% savings and 50% loan of the total cost, we should consider or try to minimize the loan. Don't get into the trap of bank loan. They offer, yes, they want the customer and they offer. So we should not get trapped into such things. And this is the frequent design change. See, I spent 6 months with the architect. I frozen everything. Once I start the construction, I don't need to go and do any changes in the design. Everything is in the paper. I share with the engineer, and he just need to follow this and execute it. There is no question of any change once we start constructing. See, this is not like computer cut paste thing. Once you put the column, and that's it. If it is wrong, you have to live with that for 30 years. So that is why we have to be very clear and very specific on the design thing. And we should not change this frequently. See, people will start with 2-bedroom. And suddenly in the middle of that, architect, that engineer will say something, they'll change to 3-bedroom. See, it is not that easy. When you add another bedroom, plumbing, electrical, where is the pipeline coming? That need to be adjusted. So upper floor also should be adjusted. So it is not that if you add 1 bedroom suddenly, how does that bathroom designs will get adjusted? So this is the thing which we should be very careful when we try to change, designs during the execution. So before start, yes, whatever the change you want, you can discuss it with the architect, and they suggest, and we should plan and freeze it. There is no more change after the work starts. So if we keep change every day, and the builder also will get confused, and what is this guy saying, and daily one thing he is saying, and how do I execute my work, and my labors are overshooting. See, end of the day, his cost also has to be seen. If it is additional wall has to be put, yes, there will be additional cost, and that affects the delay in the project completion also. So that is why generally these changes are not recommended after starting the project. And because of these changes, the budget will obviously overshoot. If you're adding one bedroom suddenly, see, obviously budget will overshoot. Then finally, whatever you budgeted, for example, 60 lakhs, this will lead to 70, 75. Then we'll end up stopping at some places where our fund, everything will be spent. So these things has to be set at the beginning itself before reach the designs, paperwork, everything has to be in your mind, and then we start. So once you start, you just need to follow and execute the work. Then starting brickwork immediately after the roof. See, we put columns and one floor roof, we put it, the car parking is ready. Then the first floor when we start, and people start put the bricks immediately after the roof. It is not supposed to do. Generally, every RCC work, that steel work, column and beam work, if we complete and do the brickwork, saves a lot of time. So we don't need to put every floor brickwork and then go to the next floor. No. The concrete guys who will putting the columns and beams, steel work, once first he completes this first, then we should take the brickwork, first floor, second floor, third floor, and where the walls has to be put, and he'll keep put the wall, all the floors. So first all the floors we finish the column and beam work, roof, leave it, go to the next floor, put again column, beams and roof. And in between walls, we'll do after completing the RCC work. So that we save a lot of time and he will finish that project fast. If you look at an apartment, those guys, the builders, they do like this. They don't build each floor bricks. They'll finish the concrete work. Then they put each floor the bricks so that you save time. And once you put that brickwork person, and he will finish that work and go. Then water storage planning. See, people tend to put a small storage, water storage at the ground and terrace. So I've seen people in terrace, they put the plastic ones, just 2 drums will be there, and they'll finish it. So for 1 unit, it is okay. Suppose if you have some 2 more rental units, some 3 rental units. And so generally, I recommend use the RCC type concrete, the underground, water storage tank with the additional, with some good backup amount of water we should have. Suppose Kaveri water is not coming on time. So we should have some backup, extra water provisions. Make a good spacious. Suppose if you have 3 units, you should have some 8 units by 7 units capacity of water, so that you will get at least 3-4 days of water, even if you don't get a on-time Kaveri water, so that you get sufficient backup. And similarly, the terrace also should extend your column at the top floor. Put a decent size of RCC tank. I don't recommend this plastic because generally plastic water is not very good for health. And over a period of time, life perspective, the plastic is lesser compared to the RCC. So generally recommend ground and terrace. We should have a good amount of good size. It holds the sufficient capacity of water, and RCC tanks. These should be RCC tanks. Then people generally tend to ignore the rental units. See, this gives some good passive income. If we have good decent size of the plot. For example, 40/60. You can keep one floor, and even if you want duplex, yes, you can keep the duplex. Another floor you reserve for rental units. So 1 or 2 rental units, if you put it, it gives return for next 30 years. Of course, little budget we have to pay for that construction cost, but it is worth investing in. So this gives a return on every month, so that your every month, at least running cost, it will save some amount. Even EMI also you can use it. Generally, I recommend in this kind of plotted development project layout, they don't have any specific, only one unit need to be built. Nothing like that concept. On that layout, they'll have like a villa. In villa, you see every unit will have a symmetrical, and the builder only builds that and give it. So here it is not like that. We can have an additional unit. Depends on our budget capacity. We can add unit. So I recommend you should have 1 more, 2, or whatever your budget capacity, add that unit and give it for rent. Anyway, you're staying in the down, and managing that also is not a problem. So provision for rental unit also. Then people tend to go for a bath fittings or a tile or electrical fittings, the cheaper ones. So generally, I recommend you go for a basic, good, decent brand. For example, Jaguar. I put Jaguar last 9 years. There is no issues. Some minor thing leak or those things can easily fix it. So our maintenance on every month will be drastically go down if we go for such brands. If we go for local brand, and an engineer will say maybe low cost, we will be already tight during the construction. So we tend to go do that mistake. Take the local cheap one and get the plastic tap and try to put there. And 6 months down the line, that will start problem. So we have to keep attend such problems, so that the tenant will stay happy, or we don't face every day some issues. So we should look for some good brand and try to invest in that. Jaguar is a decent one. So, or Sierra. So like this kind of brand, okay, it is not very excellent, or it's not so cheap also. So at least middle level, so that a cost perspective also we can save it. And it gives a good life. Jaguar gives some 7 years, 8 years warranty, and spares are available locally. We can easily get it. Compared to some overseas brand also there, let's not take it. So this is sufficient for us. And high interior cost. So generally we do mistake of putting some hi-fi interiors and try to put some false ceiling. It's nothing wrong in that, but it depends on individual's capacity. So if we go for too much of false ceiling and decorations on the wall, ceilings, and wardrobes, yes, basic things, yes, we are fine with that. But try to avoid basic ones like wardrobes, TV cabinets, okay, loft is required, okay. So there are certain people I've seen a lot of money they spend on the interior. So generally that should be avoided, and basic needs, fine. So if we build a house in this, keeping these ideas in mind, yes, we can save a lot of money and we can finish the project on time. And end of the day, we get a very good home. We can live happily for 30 to 40 years. So that is the objective of this presentation, and I hope this is going to be helpful for those who are planning to build a house. So please follow such ideas. So I share my experiences. So those who feel that this is valuable, please follow it. This is going to help you. I have already experienced these things, and many people visiting my home, they are very much appreciating the design, and we are happy living there. So hope you also will build a good home. Thank you. This is our vision, mission, and what we are doing is a property management. Last 10 years, I do manage multiple properties, NRIs who live in abroad and their properties is here. So we take letting rights and provide end-to-end service. So for example, if they go for 10 years or 5 years overseas assignment, So we take the property and we let out the property and generate revenue and manage that property. So that owner no need to worry about their property when they live in abroad. So once they come back, we ask tenant to move out and we hand over the property to owner. So this is what we are doing it. And we have a very good amount of customers and happy customers. So we are able to continue that. So we are doing that. On top of that, we do the sale, plot sale, buy, and apartment sale, villa sale. So we are doing other real estate. Commercial also, we did letting out. So this is a book which I am writing now. So this is going to be soon released. So this is mainly targeting on NRIs or overseas citizens of India. So those people who are away from India, they want to invest in India. So I have a certain ideas. I am trying to put that here. Soon this will be released. So this is going to be very helpful for those people who are away from India and they want to invest in India. So thanks for watching. Hope this is going to be helpful. Please feel free to contact this number if any help required. Thank you. Bye.